Hi guys, welcome to Android Guide. So in this video, we are going to take a look at Enigma Launcher. This is the stock launcher that is built into ColtOS, and this is based on the AOSP Launcher 3 project. Alright, now let's cover up the basics first. The app opening and closing animations are just as good as they are in any other Android 10 ROM, and also the transition animations for going into the recents panel are just as smooth as any other Android 10 ROM. And it also supports a couple of other gestures. For example, if you do a swipe down from the home screen, it will take you to the notification panel. And another gesture that is supported is, for example, I open up the settings app and I swipe up and hold, then it will take me to the recents panel. And now if I want to clear all the apps that are there in the recents tray, then I can just do a swipe up, a swipe down from anywhere in the recents tray, and it will clear all the apps. So the basic gestures, the swipe down to access the notification panel, the app opening and closing animations, all those are there. Now let's take a look at the settings that the launcher has to offer. First up, we have got settings for changing how the icons look like. So if you have got any third-party icon packs installed, those will show up here. And the launcher also has support for adaptive icons, but that setting isn't present under the launch settings. For that, you will have to go to Colt Enigma settings and then to Colt decorations, and from here you can change what the icon shape must be, and there are plenty of options for that. So I was using the squircle option right now. Let's change that to teardrop. And now when I go to the home screen, you can just see the shape of all the icons in the app drawer and on the home screen has changed. Okay, let me just restart the settings. Now the next option is for disabling the shape mask on legacy icons. So what this will do is that there are some legacy apps, and you can easily make out what legacy apps are. So when you go to the app drawer and you see any app that has a white background, for example, here we can see that AZ screen recorder has a white background, Theme has a white background, messaging has a white background. So these apps, these are usually the ones that don't have support for adaptive icons. And when you go to the system settings and when we changed the icon option to teardrop, it forcefully changed the icon shape for these apps. If you don't want that to happen, then you can enable that. You can enable this option, and it will automatically change the shape of those icons. But for that, you will have to go to settings again, and you will have to reapply the icon pack. So let's go to system settings again, Colt decorations, and now when I let's change the shape back to teardrop, and just swipe down again. Swipe up again, in fact, and now you can see that the shape for the icon shape for AZ screen recorder, Theme, messaging, that hasn't been changed, but the rest of the icons have the teardrop shape. Okay, so that's what that option does. And then if you want to add new apps to the home screen, so whenever you install an app from the Google Play Store, it automatically gets added to the home screen. If you want to disable that, you can. Then there is an option for that. Notification dots are also supported. Then we have got some home screen settings. If you want the at-a-glance widget to be shown, then you can enable this option. By the way, right now I'm using this app, ROM without the Google apps installed, so I can show you the at-a-glance widget. But if you have the Google app installed, then the at-a-glance widget will work. And then you can change the number of icons that show up in the app dock. So right now we have got 5 icons in the app dock, but you can if you change that to 6, then you can see that another slot has been created for adding another icon. So you can change the number of icons that are there in the app dock, and similarly you can enable or disable if you want to show the Google search bar, and then if you want to access the Google Discover feed by doing a swipe right from the home screen, then you can enable or disable that. Then if you want icon labels to be shown on the desktop, you can do that. Right now I think we have got like 3 icons on the home screen, and you can see that the icon label doesn't show up beneath any of them. But if I go to settings and I enable the show icon labels on desktop option, then you can see the name of the app shows up beneath each of these icons. Okay, let's go back to the settings again, and then if you want to show a subtle gradient on top of the from the status bar and also on the bottom, then you can enable or disable that. Okay, Then we have got settings for the app drawer. So if you want to show app suggestions, these are just the 4 apps that show up at top of the app drawer. If you want to enable or disable that, you can do that. If you want to save the scrolling position, then there is an option for that too. And just as we saw on the desktop, you can enable or disable the icon labels. And we also have support for hidden and protected apps. So if you want to lock any apps, then you can do that. Right now I'm using a pin lock, so I'll just enter that pin. And there are 2 things that you have to keep in mind. There are 2 ways that hidden and protected apps work. So if you just want to hide an app from the app drawer, then you can just toggle, then you can just click on this eyeball icon, and let's say if I want to hide not AZ screen recorder, let's say if I just want to hide the calculator app from the app drawer, I will click on this visibility icon, and it will hide the calculator app. And I think I have also hidden the camera app. So let's go there, and you can see the calculator app has been hidden. But another thing that you have to keep in mind is that if you have added that icon to the app dock, then this option won't work. If you must have to remove, and if you have the icon added to the app dock or the home screen, then you will have to remove that yourself. This option, the visibility option, only hides the apps that are there in the app drawer. And protected, if you want the app to be locked behind the lock screen that you are using. For example, I am using a pin lock. So let's say if I just turn on the visibility of the calculator app, and now if I just lock it, now I'll just go back to the home screen, and now you can see that we have the calculator app. Now when I click on it, it will ask me to enter the pin first, and only then can I access the calculator app. And this is the reason why I actually sometimes recommend sticking to the stock launcher that is there in the ROM. If you are using a third-party launcher and it has its own setting for hidden and protected apps, then that launcher will also have to leverage its own version of a secure lock screen, and that isn't as safe as the lock screen that is built into the ROM. So the Enigma launcher, the stock launcher, in fact, in any ROM, if it has the hidden and protected app setting, it will directly tie in with the system lock screen and not implement its own version of a lock screen. So it's more secure that way. And finally, we have got you can change the grid size for the number of columns and rows that are there in the app drawer. So right now we have got we have got 5 columns. I am not sure of the number of rows that we can fit. So let's say if we change the number of columns to, let's say, 7. And now when we go back to the app drawer, you can see that the number of columns is working. Okay. So yeah, those were the settings that we have for the app drawer. And if we go to miscellaneous settings, then you can enable or disable the rotation for home screen. Double tap to sleep also works, and the gesture that I showed you for clearing all the apps in the recent panel, this is the switch for that. Yeah, so that's about it. Those are all the settings that we have in Enigma Launcher. On a whole, this isn't a launcher that will overwhelm you with too many customizations, but at the same time, I feel that this has just the adequate number of customizations that an average user needs. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. So thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day, take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.